Welcome to Lordship Lane and Wood Green. You're looking across at Omnibus House, which was once the depot that we used for filming exteriors of the first 5 series of omnibuses. Was the Eastern National Depot, fictional Luxland district used in omnibuses. That was just across where the bus is now, the entrance to it. To the left of it, there once stood a church there. The church got demolished in the late 1990s. The depot got demolished in the early 1980s, sorry. So we'll just cross over and I'll go over some of the other locations to note here. And I'll take you down the side street, the side of the depot. So our church used to stand here, around this point. And then we turn into Buller Road. That's quite apt. There's a number 123 bus going to Ilford, of course, home of the late Anna Karen. So if we head on down, this is still Omnibus House here. This would have been where the church stood. And then further on down, we come to what would have been the rear of the bus depot. So the rear of the depot would have been around about here. We know it's here because it's right across the road here from the road where the buses used to come along and straight into the depot. Now if you think back to the episode Christmas Duty and you see the motorbike and sidecar are on the way to pick up Stan, who's on Christmas duty, it films them coming up this road here, and we know that because of the houses at the end of the road are all still identical. The turreted sort of house that you see, and beyond that the flats over in the distance. So your flats right over in the centre of shot, and then in front of that turreted sort of house with a turreted feature on the side of it. You see that in the episode. Now unfortunately the buildings either side here, they're all new build. There are some houses on further behind that are still there from on the buses filming there. We also know that it was here that they filmed where the rear depot was, because unfortunately it's blocking it out now, but you must take my word for this. In the very first episode, when you see Mum coming around to the back of the depot to see Let's Stand lying in front of the bus, you get a back shot of Mum coming around the corner wall, and the building there that's under all the tarpaulins and scaffolding is the building that you see in the far background. That's cream coloured building, that's all new build. It used to be houses that used to stand there, but that's how we know that this was the rear of the bus depot. So we'll head back up onto Lordship Lane and we'll go through some of the locations that you see when they're filming out the front of the depot. They never actually filmed any of the external shots up here, by the way. The externals were all done at Wembley for Series 1 to 6. So all the shots that you see inside the garage, it was all done on a set at Wembley Studios. For Series 7 it was on a depot set at South Bank Studios. Now there's a moment in one of the episodes as well when you see Stan, he's smuggling the dog out of the depot. It's the episode Aunt Maud. And you see the big Great Dane sat at the wheel of the bus. So the view that you get along Lordship Lane, that's about it as it's pulling out of the depot. Now it's changed a heck of a lot with green, as you can see by the big bronze coloured windows of the along there, and beyond that the office blocks, they're all new build. The houses are opposite from the depot, they're all exactly as well, so that's good. At least we've got something to reference that location from. So if you remember as well, another scene, this was from the Series 1 episode, Olive takes a trip. That's when the bus leaves the depot and she's got her ticket machine stuck in the doors and all the tickets are unravelling. So Blakey comes out and you see a frustrated look on his face. That would have been a roundabout here, just west of the depot entrance. East, of the depot entrance. Also as well, in the episode, the very first episode, the early shift, we see George, and that's who's played by Rudolph Walker, and Stan and Jack. They run round to the back of the depot. So then there was a travel shop right next to the depot in those days. So that would have been around about here. They run off in this direction and down to like a news, because there used to be like Victorian houses all here where the Mecco Bingo is. That's all been demolished now. And they would have ran down like an arched alleyway that led to the rear of properties, and that would have been down in this direction that they ran. So there's a camera right at the other end of an archway, and you see Stan followed by George and followed by Mum. We know it's here because you've got that gap in the properties. The cream coloured property you've got up there on Lordship Lane, you can see there's a gap between that and the next property, which you do see in the screen grab from that episode. That's the early shift. So I'll go back up. It's hard to get the depth of these filming locations because what you've got to remember is the depot's entrance was a little bit back from the edge of the pavement here, which you can't do today because you've got the big building, the omnibus house here. So it's really hard to get a like for like. But if you remember the episode as well, a later on episode, The New Nurse, where you see Arthur going to give chocolates to the nurse who he's trying to impress, who was played by his wife incidentally. They would have been standing roughly where that black pole is. That would have been filmed with him there, and Stan sees him as he's leaving the depot. And that was the episode, The New Nurse. So I hope you've enjoyed this look of episodes from outside Lordship Lane's once was depot. And I'll say goodbye for now.